Batman says a lot of things, and most of them sound like they were recorded at 3 a.m. in the gravel factory. But buried inside all the growling and threats are lines that don't feel heroic. They feel tired. Lines where the mask slips just enough to remind you that this isn't a power fantasy, it's a man choosing the same pain every night, forever. These are the saddest lines of dialogue in each Arkham game, not because they're dramatic, but because they're honest. Arkham Asylum. I'm sorry, but you left me no choice. This line happens so fast you barely register it. Batman says it to Joker, almost calmly, gently almost, and that's what makes it devastating. This is early Arkham Batman. He's not broken yet, and still believes there are rules that matter. But the sadness here isn't about Joker, it's about Batman apologizing for doing what he knows he'll do again. Every time he says no choice, what he really means is, I will never choose myself. This line quietly establishes the curse of the whole series. Batman isn't proud of his decisions, he's resigned to them. And resignation is way sadder than rage. Arkham City. I would have saved you. This might be the most important sentence in the entire franchise. Batman says it after Joker dies. Not loudly, not for an audience, almost like he's trying to convince himself. Because for the first time, Batman doesn't just say he won't kill, he proves it. And Joker, the one person who never believed Batman's moral code was real, realizes it too late. This line is sad because it confirms something terrifying. Batman isn't lying about his compassion, which means his suffering is self-inflicted. He didn't have to try to save Joker, but he did. And now he has to live with that choice. Arkham Origins. I'm afraid of what you'll become. Alfred says this to Bruce, and it cuts deeper than any villain line in the series, because Alfred isn't afraid of Batman failing, he's afraid of Batman succeeding. This line reframes Batman's entire crusade, and it can be linked to the Dark Knight trilogy as well. Every victory pushes him closer to a version of himself that can't exist outside the cowl. Alfred doesn't see a hero, he sees a future where Bruce Wayne disappears completely, and Bruce doesn't deny it. The silence is the real sadness. I got another honourable mention from Arkham City. Protocol 10 will commence in 10 hours. It's a weird choice, but hear me out. This line is said with bureaucratic indifference, and that's why it hurts. Thousands of people are about to die, and it's delivered like a calendar reminder. Arkham understands that the scariest evil isn't madness, it's apathy. And Batman fighting a system that doesn't even hate him, it just doesn't care, might be the loneliest battle of all. Arkham Knight. You're afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. Batman says this to Joker, but he's really saying it to himself. Because by Arkham Knight, Batman has lost almost everything that anchored him to Bruce Wayne. Friends leave, allies suffer, and the city turns on him. Joker's fear of being forgotten mirrors Batman's own fear of leaving nothing behind except trauma. This line is sad because Batman wins the argument and realizes the cost. Defeating Joker means accepting a future without the one thing that defined his war. What's left after that? The silence doesn't answer. And another one from Arkham Knight. This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died. This line isn't sad because it's dramatic, it's sad because it's voluntary. Batman narrates his own death like a case file. No emotion, no resistance, just acceptance. And by the end of Arkham Knight, Batman doesn't lose his identity. He chooses to erase it. And the tragedy is that Gotham will be remembered by the symbol, but never the man who carried it. The reason why these lines matter is because the Arkham games understand something most superhero stories dodge. Words reveal weakness faster than action ever could. And the saddest lines aren't cries for help. They're quiet acknowledgements that help isn't coming. Batman doesn't ask to be saved. He accepts the burden and keeps walking. And that's why these lines stay with us, because they don't sound like fiction anymore. They sound like a man who made a promise once and never forgave himself for surviving it. So what's your favourite line of dialogue? I'll see you guys in the next one.